What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time dropping in, Tommy Kentner here, and today checking out Adrian's GTR, giving you updates on it and telling you all about the Turbo 400 swap. So let's get into it. Well, that didn't go as planned, did it?
No, not quite.
So, guys, as you've seen, it wouldn't get up on the brake.
Yeah. So, yes, we have the dual dump valves, but it's not loosening up the converter enough to be able to get up over that hump to get on the trans brake.
Yep.
So, we have a couple options. We could get the converter restalled. Problem with that is there's a chance that down track the converter would then be too loose when we're making power and cause the converter to slip at the big end of the track.
Yeah, so like a clutch slipping at the big end.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
So we don't want that. We've tried just about all different kind of options we can with the dump valves. That's not getting worked out. So we might have another option. Yeah, we might have to put some nitrous on it. So that's probably the next step, which the nitrous hopefully gets the job done.
Yep. You need a little NOS in your life.
I don't want it.
We're going to get that ordered, and then we'll show you how when we get it installed. GTR. All right, guys.
Feels a little bit better when it's worn.
Testing out the auto.
Weird feeling.
Not clutch in, Adrian, clutch in.
It's gone. There's nothing to clutch in with.
How was trans temp looking?
187.
Oh,
which
that's
it's
not
torque
bad.
converter outlet temp, so it's going to be a little different than normal.
Yeah.
But We don't even have the trans fan hooked up, so it's just
Oh.
going through the cooler with no fan.
Not bad at all.
So.
All right, guys. Adrian got, well, actually, he didn't even have to order it. Josh hooked it up, didn't he?
Yeah, between what Josh had laying around
And
and
you
what I
had-
had laying around,
yeah,
we
from
were
the
able to make it happen.
From the DSM days.
Yeah.
But got the bottle, and then kind of did a twofer setup.
So we just got a single fogger right into the turbo.
Yep.
Again, it's just a 75 shot, just to be able to get it up over that hump, to be able to get it on the converter, which it does do now.
Oh yes.
So,
yeah, you will see here in a second.
Yeah. So we also got a purge.
Yep.
Little
You'll
purge
see.
there.
You'll see that too.
But it does get up on the trans brake. It does purge, but we still got some
Issues.
I wouldn't say so much issues
Well,
as some tuning to do.
Yeah, I mean it's
We just kind of slapped some data in there for
everything.
fueling, because this is a dry shot. We didn't do a wet shot. So
Yep.
the fuel injectors have to compensate for how much nitrous is getting put in the motor. And we just overshot it. It was
Yeah.
really rich. As you'll see in the video where we tried to launch it, it comes up on power good.
Oh yeah.
But once I get ready to let go of the button, it just falls on its face because it's so rich.
And
that
it's hitting
once
safeties.
the nitrous turns off. Because the way I have it set up right now is nitrous sprays on the trans brake until it gets to 15 pounds of boost, and then the nitrous turns off.
Yep.
And then it's supposed to stay on the brake, but nitrous is turning off, and there's so much fuel in the system that it is bringing RPM down too low, and it's actually taking it back off the brake, so
Yep.
it can't launch properly. Which timing was super conservative and fuel was super rich. So
Yeah.
we're gonna adjust those and see if that gets us somewhere. If not, we'll put a 100 shot in.
I mean, right?
So, and then maybe if still no, right now I have dump valves getting they turn off as soon as I look at the trans brake. Maybe I have to ride out with one or two of the dump valves on. Maybe I have to spray the nitrous to the 60 foot.
Right.
There's so many options. We just got to figure it out
Yeah.
and play with it now.
Yeah, I mean, and it's big change up going from a manual to a auto, and I mean, there's not very in the States.
In the States, there's
no
not very many or
yeah.
any that I know of.
I mean, yeah. So this is what we get for being the pioneers.
Yeah.
Like, we just got to figure it out, and
Plus, we're still in the little 26.
yeah, we're waiting on.
Neither of the other two motors have showed up yet. So,
Yeah. So, and I think
probably beating a dead horse. by
yeah, doing the 26.
dealing it with
yes.
the 26. I'll have to start
But-
all over with the 30 or
Yeah.
the 32.
But we'll have data,
Yeah.
and so. But I think with the 3.2 or the 3.0, it's going to be a lot different because you'll have a lot more download torque.
Yeah.
I think you'll still need the nitrous,
Yeah.
but I mean, at least it gives us something to figure around with, and we can figure around with it like on low power.
Yeah.
So, and also got a little clip of doing like a 1.2. That
Yeah.
the thing, I mean, on low boost is rowdy now. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
yeah.
It's
So-
sad that we haven't even really driven it around since then.
because
we're so worried about trying to get it on the trans brake that we haven't messed with it. But
yeah, because now, like I said, we're just trying to get it launched and then get data and then, well, go fast. So.
yeah. Did you tell them about the gear ratio issues?
No, do you want to go into that? Because
So
turbo 400 problems.
slightly overlooked something.
Yeah, slightly, just like
So-
that much.
So I have the 3-speed auto, 3 gears.
Yep.
Third gear is 1-to-1. That's your 1-to-1 ratio, right? In your typical manual, 4th gear is your 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 5-speed GTR, you have a overdrive, and in a 6-speed, I think it's a double overdrive, but don't quote me on that. But I think it's still a double overdrive. I'm pretty sure 4th is still 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So normally R32 33 5-speed has a 411 gear front and rear, final drive gear. Right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
R34 6-speed manual has a 354 rear and front gear ratio. I no longer have overdrive, so it's like I have a max speed of driving around in 4th gear all the time, which isn't a huge deal if you think about this car from factory, because right now with the calculators and stuff that we've put it into, because we noticed when we drove it around in that clip that in 3rd gear it was kind of RPMing out. It was like 3,000, 3,500 at 55 mile an hour
something
or so.
like that.
So we put all the gear ratios into a calculator. It's saying if I were to run it out like 130 mile an hour max speed because of the gear ratio.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of trying to either find an R34 front and rear gear to swap in the car, because that should let me do 170, 175-ish. But I'd really like to even go a step below that to future-proof the car.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to go 170 someday, but I would like to even go faster than that someday.
Yeah.
So
like
175 should be able to get this car in the 7s. So we're not going to be doing that in the next year or two. Once the RB30 goes in it, if I can run consistent 8s, low 8s,
yeah,
I'm pretty happy with that. And then we start looking at billet block stuff, and then so that's my only reason for wanting to possibly go to like a 333 or a 320 something.
Be 200 plus proof.
Because then we're capable of, you know,
and I think
future proofing the car. But
I think the higher gear is going to help it come out of the launch and everything too, just because it'll let it roll over a lot more.
Yeah, right now it's with it being a very short gear.
Oh,
it comes out the hole crazy, but it doesn't have a lot of top end.
Yep.
So that in turn kind of has us okey-doked for FL2K roll racing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The slowest car last year at FL2K roll racing did 151 mile an hour. This car easily makes power to go that fast.
Yeah.
But I would be sitting there bouncing off the rev limiter because of the gear ratio in order to do 150 mile an hour.
Or rev it to 10 grand.
Boy, and I'm not doing
it.
So I'm trying to figure something out for that, but FL2K is coming fast.
Yep. And
I don't know if the shop tour videos before or after this, but we are slammed right now. So
slam's the understatement.
I don't know if we're gonna have time to even mess with this thing before FL2K. Now slush, we should be good for that. That's a short roll race. If I get to 130 mile an hour at slush, we got issues.
Yeah. Which it's possible, because I think no prep 8th miles where this thing's going.
8th mile, this thing is
yeah.
So our local track is an 8th mile, so we'll get some video of doing that, and then I don't know if it gets dialed in enough, maybe we'll go find some 8th mile racing to do. But until we get this gear ratio thing figured out, we're kind of limited
on what we can do.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as just slapping a gear in it, because
good luck.
Diff is attached to the oil pan.
Yeah.
To do it, you can do it without pulling the motor, but to do it right and check all your backlash and everything like that, I feel like I almost have to pull the motor out to do it proper, and I don't want to do that.
Until we get the other motors.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
But then I just do it all at once.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Another issue. Fix one, find one.
Race car problems. That's money, dude.
He's spooled up.
So would you say you're happy with the auto swap?
Yeah. Well, it's still kind of hard to say, right? Like the auto swap was a big expense.
Oh, yeah.
But as you guys already know, what I enjoy at the car is drag racing, roll racing, you know, stuff like that. I don't do any autocross, not
Right.
with this car. That's other cars. But I mean, Tommy can attest. This car feels like a completely different animal now. This is by far the fastest car I've ever driven. No question anymore.
No question.
I used to think that this car wanted to kill you every time you drove it. Now it actually wants to kill you every time you drive it.
All right, guys. Just give you a quick update on Adrian's GTR, and
It's trash.
take us out, Adrian.
Not my job.
But guys, you know we got FL2K coming up, Slush coming up. What else do we got, Adrian?
Well, we were going to do DSM shootout, but I don't think we're doing that either now.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much everything we had planned to take the GTR or the Supra to, we're too busy to work on our own stuff. So we're scrambling to figure out what we can take cars to.
It's a good bad problem, but we'll just have to make it to the events we can make it to. But we got to get customer stuff knocked out first. But we are going to go to FL2K. We're going to go to Slush, and then GTR Fest.
Yep.
So hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.